Vayikach Korach, it says here. And Korach took. But it doesn't say what he took. Okay? It just says he took himself. So what does it mean? Why does the Torah have to say that he took himself? So the classic commentators say, okay, he took himself to one side. Okay? Here's where the root form of what we call in Hebrew machlokas is. Machlokas means division. Actually, not really the root. It started before, on day 2 in Genesis. But here's we're going to see where it goes awry. There are certain arguments, political arguments, which are kosher, and certain which are not. And here we're going to see the paradigm of a not kosher division or argument. Okay? You guys, of course, no synagogues in America get any of this kind of political stuff. Of course. No. Right? It's all for the sake of heaven. Right? So through here, we're going to learn the paradigm of Korach. A little bit of a background on Korach. Okay? Of course, we know that he was a Levi, it says here. He's the son of our sons of Levi. All right, so in other words, showdown tomorrow. Why tomorrow? He says, maybe you guys drank wine and you guys aren't your real normal self. Let's wait till you're sober. Maybe tomorrow you'll think differently. He wanted to buy time. Right? Mm-hmm. What?
Cool off. Think.
Yeah, you'll cool off. You drink some wine. You're drunk. You go home. Go sleep it off. Right? So, of course, what happens is, okay, tomorrow, and what is going to be the offer? Incense. You guys offer incense. Aaron will offer incense, and we'll see. The better one wins. This is a incense offering, incense cook-off. To the dead.
Death by incense.
That stuff does stink, by the way.
What, chili cook-off?
Oh, no. Incense. Have you ever been to an incense?
Chili cook-off. To the death, Moses. Tomorrow I bring my beans. You're going to taste my spice. Okay. Chili. Sorry. Okay. We're on Korach. Korach is on page 860. The other guys, everything went down. That means every single one of Korach's possessions went down. As I've done this with people in my class, right? If there was somebody who borrowed a fountain pen from Korach when he was in China, and all of a sudden he'd be writing, and all of a sudden, what the? Right? He borrowed Korach's Lexus, and he's in California, and all of a sudden he's going to his Lexus, and beep, beep, and all of a sudden, what the? Right? It's gone. Okay? In terms of one layer, right, to understand that here there's a dynamic happening of Korach and Moshe is really Cain and Abel. Okay? On a certain level. Okay? But we have to go to a different level. Okay? Because we're here entering into with the Torah, we have to always understand is nitzchi. Nitzchi means it's eternal, meaning it has to have its relevancy in the here and now in terms of our relationship to God, right here and now. So we always want to see, it's a nice story, an upstart, a political instigator who gets swallowed up. Very nice. Don't mess. So the moral of the story is don't mess with Moses. Very nice. But, I don't see a Moses that I need to worry about messing with right now. Okay? Maybe. I don't know. Right? So, but we really have to peer into what it's about in a deeper level. Okay? Okay? So Cain and Abel, in a certain sense, are very dynamic archetypes, personalities. And their names really describe who they are. If you look at it in a deep sense, in Genesis. So, and now the man knew his wife Eve, and she conceived and bore Cain, saying, I have gained a male child with the help from the Lord. But if you look at it in the Hebrew, translations are always going to lose stuff. She says, Kinisi ish et Hashem. Kinisi, which means I have acquired. They translated gained. The lashon of Cain is a language of kinyan. Kinyan means I acquire. I take in. I, me. It's ego. Okay? Now there's kosher ego and there's not kosher ego. Really, any ego is not kosher. But there's a certain sense where there's a kosher form of Cain and there's a non-kosher form of Cain. Okay?
Kind of like between pride and...
Good. So here, the Shemi Shmuel brings down, the Sagacheva Rebbe explains, every person is obligated to say, B'shvili nivra ha'olam, for me the world was created. Why are people created, not one not looking like the other? Because that is what a person is obligated to say. For me the world was created. It's obligation. Okay? Which doesn't mean it was created for me that I can take everything. Right? That's the negative side of it. Right?
So it's different between pride and arrogance.
Pride, which means like there's a good sense of self. You have a normal, balanced sense of self.
But too
For
much
me,
pride.
the world was created in order to fix. I have an obligation to fix the world. Okay? I have to save the world. There's where your eye, there's where the only place where basically your eye has it's very small. Really, you need it because Hevel on the other side. What does Hevel mean? Do you know what the words Hevel mean? Vapor. Okay? Which means I am nothing. Hevel was I am nothing. Okay?
The complete opposite.
The complete opposite, but it goes to a place where it's not good. See, Moshe fixed Hevel. Hevel needed fixing. Nobody gets injured without God saying, okay. Nobody gets hurt without heaven saying, yeah, issuing the decree. Why did Hevel get killed? If heaven, obviously, from God, it was okay that he gets killed. There was something warranted him getting killed. What was it? Okay, so I asked my father-in-law. I said, what was it? What was Hevel's problem? So my father-in-law, he comes from Brooklyn, right? My rabbi, he said, because he was a loser.
The pushover.
He was a loser.
Those were his words. Okay. He brought in an idea, a concept in the world called victimization. He introduced the embodiment of victimization. Okay? So Moshe fixes Hevel. How does Moshe fix Hevel? The way it is like this. Okay? It's all an illusion, but it's an illusion that has meaning, the meaning that God gives it. I always say this. Okay? So when they look at it as here, you'll give the imagery of a person who's in a very wavy, stormy sea. And you throw him a rope. And he holds on to that rope. Right? So, and that rope is what he uses to get him out from the stormy sea. Moshe, the existence of creation is a very wavy sea. We don't know who we are, what we're supposed to be. Right? But God gives you an existence, that rope. That rope is your existence. It's a thin strand in the ocean, in the wavy ocean of existence. So Moshe grabs the rope, right? Hevel, there's not even a rope. What rope? It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. The rope is illusion. The stormy sea is illusion, and meanwhile he drowns. Okay?
I feel like your father-in-law.
Yeah. It is. Right? So
you're right.
Yeah, everything is just comment. Everything is just commentary. Once you understand that, then you got it, right? A loser.
He was a loser. Yeah.
Okay. So Moshe fixes Hevel. Okay. Because why? He's the humblest of all men, but he has enough of an existence. He's allowed himself enough of an existence like a rope that has whatever God wants. This is what God's directive is. This is the will of God right here and now. This is my obligation. Okay? So that's how he fixes Hevel. Okay? Hevel needs a little bit of Cain. Cain could use a lot of Hevel. Okay? They need each other. But those are the two archetype personalities. Can you see it? Ego versus non-ego. And it's right there, the sons of Adam, how it's born. It's really a beautiful take on it. Really.